Okay, so I noticed that a lot of people on YouTube hate the new PBS Kids show Ready Jet Go. And I don't know why a lot of people hate it. And well, it's actually really good, unlike the crappy shows that the other ones are. And this is the only good show alongside Odd Squad and Wildcrats and Nature Cat. And at least it's better than Barney and Cat in the Hat and Caillou and all that other stuff. So I don't see why people hate it. And I see a lot of bad reviews like on Internet Movie Database and the top tens. And whenever people do those like my top 10 worst PBS kids shows, they always put Ray Jet Go in the first place or at least high on the list, like in the top three and top five and all that. But if I had a list of um shows that I consider bad on PBS Kids, then Bray Jicka wouldn't even be on the list because, like, it's my favorite PBS Kids show in 2016. Seriously, I may be the only person on YouTube who likes Ray Go because it teaches you a lot of things about science. It got me interested in space again, and it teaches you a lot of cool facts about space. Like, there's a storm on Saturn, and it teaches you about the International Space Station, or the ISS, which is about as big as a football field, and is in space, and people do experiments in the International Space Station, which is hovering above Earth. And they teach you about gravity and force and solar power and the planets and all that other kind of stuff. And people think the science on there is very bad, but the team that works on Ready Go, they make sure that it's all very accurate and they don't put any false information. And in fact, they don't even include Pluto as a planet. You know why? Because Pluto's not even a freaking planet anymore. And they did touch upon the controversy surrounding Pluto in an episode, which I think is very impressive and by far one of the best episodes that the show has done so far. And okay, people said that they hate the show because they think the animation is crap. Well, how is the animation crap? It kind of reminds me of clay, but at least it's not squishy Play-Doh like Sid the Science Kid. And overall, it's really good. And yeah, and the space scenes are just stellar. I mean, the stars are beautifully animated, the planets are beautifully animated, and the animation is just awesome. It's just gorgeous. I don't know why people consider it trash. If you look up Dorbies on YouTube, then you'll see that a show has horrible animation. I mean, it was probably made around a time where they were just learning how to use CGI animation, but this is by far better because it was made in 2016 and that was made in the 90s or 80s. Um yeah, Dory was made in the 90s or 80s, and because it's in the 90s and 80s, that doesn't get an excuse to be crappy, and the animation is not crap and Ready to Go. Also, people hate it because they think the characters are annoying, but I don't consider the characters annoying per se. Here's my review on them. Okay, here's Sean, the kid in the green shirts. He's a really good character because he reminds me of me. He's a perfectionist character, and he has high anxiety because he doesn't like when people touch his telescope or going to space. But he is very factual and a child prodigy, and he's not very annoying. And he always sings the scientific method. Okay, here's Sydney. She's a great role model for black girls to become scientists and astronomers. And she's a big fan of the show of science fiction and Star Trek and all that. And she likes Commander Cressida. And she's a great female role model. Very kind and nice. At first, when I watched the show, I almost thought she was a Mary Sue, but she's actually not. And here's Jet, the main character of the show. People hate the show because of Jet. They think he is annoying, but sometimes he can be annoying. Emphasis on sometimes. But he's not actually annoying. He's very nice and funny, and his voice actor is very talented. And also, anyone who says the acting is garbage seriously needs to watch the show. The acting is good, and the songs are good, and Rain and Jet's voice actor is the same one who voices Rainbow Dash and My Little Pony. Yeah, and so Jet can name all 67 moons of Jupiter. Don't believe me? Look up that song on PBS Kids YouTube channel. It's called 67 Moons. And he's funny and nice, and even though he's stupid and he almost exposes his alien identity, oh, he's a very good rounded out character. Here's Mindy Melendez. She's 4 years old and she can't even go into space yet. But she is a very good character, and she was just made to be a role model for preschoolers, since this show is actually isn't for little kids, but they didn't want to completely lose them, so they added Mindy. And another example of diverse role models, Sydney is black and Mindy is Hispanic, so yeah, and she's also very cute. And here's Sunspot, and he's Jet's Bortronian pet. Um, I don't know what Sunspot is. He's an alien pet. He's kind of a cross between a dog, cat, bunny, and raccoon, but he's very funny. He provides most of the comic relief for the show, and he's very supportive. Also, on the other characters, Jet's parents are goofy, and yeah, um, so they kind of use stereotypes like Celery's the hardworking female mother. Sally's the hardworking mother and Carrot's the goofy father, but this show has little to no cliches and stereotypes, and so yeah. And they're very loving parents, you know lots about parenting. Sure, they mess up a lot, but they're not perfect. You expect every character to be perfect? Oh my gosh. And what's that kid name again? Yeah, Mitchell. You probably don't know who he is, but if you look up Slower System Bake Off and Kid Car Derby on YouTube, then you'll see who he is. He's that kid with nerd glasses and a red hat. And at first I didn't like him because he was mean to Jet, but he got better. He got more character development, and he stopped trying to be mean to Jet and all of them. And I ship him with Mindy. I don't know why. I watched the episode where Mindy becomes his detective partner. Oh, gotta go. Yeah, and in that detective episode, Mitchell actually becomes Mindy's friend. And in the earlier episodes, he didn't like Mindy, even though Mindy seemed to like him and annoy him. But now they're best friends, and I ship them because of that. And it's my new OTP instead of Ginny, which is the ship of Jet and Sydney, because that ship got ruined in Detective Minnie's sister episode, Which Moon is Best. And yeah, sorry if if you think it's weird that the image got changed. I don't know how to say it properly, but this is just two clips that I put together, and in the previous clip, um, I accidentally clicked the stop button, and then I found a way that I could put two clips together and to make it into one big clip, and so yeah. Also, the only characters I actually hate in Ready to Go would be Uncle Zucchini and Mr. Peterson. Mr. Peterson didn't get any character development at all. He's just a bland character, and he's mean to Jed's dad. And why does he have to be in charge of everything? He's the safety officer for the neighborhood, and he's in charge of the baking competition and the kid cart derby. And he's just so annoying. He has the worst voice actor in the world. Going back to what I said about the acting, well, sometimes the acting get a little bit annoying, but it's not actually very, but it's actually very good, except for Uncle Zucchini and Mr. Peterson's voice acting, which is kind of why I hate them. And actually, they're voiced by the same person, I think. Oh, and Uncle Zucchini, his character design is just ugly, and yeah, he's annoying. His voice is annoying, and he in his debut episode, A Visit from Uncle Zucchini, he thinks that Saturn's moon Titan is the planet Earth when it actually isn't. Also, and Uncle Zucchini babysits, he thinks that Sunspot would want to bat F in water when I think Bortroni Pets actually like chocolate milk bats. I don't exactly remember that episode, but that episode did not go well. Sunspot and the Great Red Spot, which is its sister episode, was way better. Anyway, going on to the plot. Compare the storyline of this show with something like Breadwinners. I hate Breadwinners. That show is just stupid as crap. The characters are annoying. There's too many references to twerking and butts. They made a rape joke in an episode, which is called Love Loaf. And the show has no plot. It's just twerking and delivering bread to stupid ducks who are too lazy to even get any bread. And that does not happen in Ready to Go. It's about a alien family who looks like humans that come to Earth to study Earth's customs, and along the way, the kid Jen makes friends with three Earth children, Sean, Sydney, and Mindy, and together they have adventures and explore science. People may find the show boring, but it's actually very engaging, and what makes it not boring is its interesting scientific concepts and slapstick humor, which is actually funny and made me laugh at times. And yeah. And also, the kids do take unsupervised trips into outer space. Mostly the older kids, Sean and Sydney, along with Jet. Mindy can't go into space yet because she's too young and can't go anywhere near past Jet's yard. And I think that's sort of setting a bad example for kids because, well, hey kids, you could just go into a car with a random stranger that you just met and go into adventures in space and yeah. So that's pretty much the only problem with the show, but it doesn't have like compare the morals of Teen Titans Go. Teen Titans Go and teaches you to be naughty and steal and bully others. But Rage It Go doesn't teach you to be naughty and steal or be a brat and be a bully. And all the lessons are good, aside from the fact that the kids take unsupervised trips into outer space. And I don't understand how Sean and Cindy can survive in space. Maybe those spacesuits that they have in space must be very powerful. And yeah, so also the music is awesome. They're all composed by Jim Lang, if you know if he is. He composed Hey Arnold's music. And if you listen to the Parents' Day song from Hey Arnold, it's just beautiful. Also, none of the songs in Ready to Go are annoying or crap. They're all they're all bouncy and energetic and beautifully composed. And my favorite song of all is Tiny Blue Dot. Look it up on YouTube, and that song is just beautiful. It's the best song of them all. Also, I like the theme song because it's a great throwback to 50s rock and roll music. It starts out with like an old movie, and all of a sudden has a twist to it. And yeah. So overall, I think Ready to Go is a really good show, and I definitely recommend it. And I think most people who hate it probably only saw one or two episodes. But as of right now, I have watched every episode of Ready to Go, And the first episode I actually watched was the one where Sean tries to do a sound experiment. I think it's called Sound Abound. Yep, that was the one. When I saw promotions and commercials for the show, I thought it would be stupid, but it's actually really good. And the best part is, it's one of the best shows that PBS Kids made in a long time.